goodness. Najee. Kenny Pickett also. And he banks out. No, oh my, what's going on? Let's go, TD! What the hell was that? Let's go! Baby! Yes! Let's go! Alrighty, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. I'm really tired waking up from 4 a.m. today, so we'll see how we go. In my mind, it was a good idea to go again and do a post-game recap, wrap, whatever you want to do. So we'll see how this goes over the next, let's do half an hour. Half an hour, we'll call it. 25 minutes, half an hour. Questions, answers, all those kind of things. Like I said, I woke up today at 4 a.m., had breakfast in the morning. We watched the game from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. And here we are with a victory. The Steelers are winning the AFC North. The Bungles just scored. I think they scored. I'm pretty sure the Bungles have won their game. So let me go to the scores. They won 34-20. Jets winning 24-21. Chiefs 27-20. Vikings trying to come back. Bengals 34-20, so they won. So they're now 2-3, and we are 3-2 winning the division. That was a crazy game. Yet again, a crazy game. Let me check my audio. All good to go. So, how are we feeling? I know. Oh, it's just there's so much to watch and so much to talk about. And this week we got to talk about a lot of things. Look, 5 games in, Steelers are 3-2. The offense is really poor. They got away with a win today because Chris Boswell got 3 field goals, a safety. Shout out to Miles Killebrew. Rodney Williams made the recovery or almost got a TD, forced a safety. I can't believe it either. Another win too, but I'll take it, and can't believe we won. Yeah, it's crazy. G'day, Chloe. G'day, George. G'day, Brian. G'day, Gene. G'day, Thomas. G'day, Daredevil too. Got 2 things I want to show you guys quickly, but I'll wait to see if Daredevil comes in the house or if Daredevil's there, because I'll bring it up throughout the stream. It's pretty funny. So I saw this comment because our mate Daredevil was at the game today. Excuse me. Our mate Daredevil was at the game, and he sent me this. Well, in a comment on the Discord, he sent me this. He said he waved today, or he said a what's up to. He called out. He says, "That's still an Australia oath. I even have a number 46 shout out," and he gave me the what's up certified sick 46. So that's cool, man. That's good to see. That's a win for Daredevil there too, out in Pittsburgh. His first time going to the Mecca, Pittsburgh. There's nothing better. Honest to goodness, we can sit here, do live streams, and talk football till we're blue in the face. But there's nothing better than actually going to the game, being surrounded by fans and hearing double renegades and all that kind of stuff. It is absolutely unbelievable being there. Also, what I see on the corner of my screen, Adam Rank was the only one to see us win. I had us losing. I thought the Steelers were going to lose 27-17. If the Ravens hold those footballs and don't drop the ball 8 times, I think 8 or 9 times they drop the ball, they win that game. If JPJ doesn't make the play, they win that game. So there's a lot happening, but their overall score was 17-10, but it's a normal score, but kind of like a very odd score how we got it. 3 field goals, safety, 2-point conversion was missed. Kenny Pickett didn't look good today at all until near the end with the one big play to Pickens, 41-yard pass. But the Ravens, man, they talk about firing Tomlin. You got to think about John Harbaugh too. That was a pretty dismal game for you guys. Like Matt Canada, our offense, we're ranked 32nd in most categories, and you couldn't get the job done. So that's how football works. Football's crazy. Football is not, built on paper. It's built on blokes going out there and hammering heads and see what happens, right? I thought there was a few play calls, penalty flags that could have been called back. They did call Highsmith for a holding that was called on the offensive. That was good to see. So flags weren't too bad in this game that they have been in the past, but they were definitely around. But the big thing I think take away is the Ravens really squandered this opportunity to win. They could have went 3-0 to division, 3-0 away, and also had real control of the North. Would have been 4-1, right? Great control. Now they're lost, and just it sucks to be them because they definitely 100%, 100%. They definitely they were dropping so many footballs. How many footballs did they drop near the end? Like you saw, I think it was Levi Wallace was getting burnt a few times and one to the end zone. I think number 7, I can't remember his name, but number 7, Rashad Bateman dropped one. Like there was so many like that. There was so many drops, so many stuff like that. But the game was scrappy, man. It was eight of them. That's insane. There's 8. That's a lot. So yeah, I want to bring this comment up though too. So shout out to Bryson, shout out to Matt Canada for keeping his job today. I actually don't think he's that safe, but that's just my hunch. I get this feeling that if you were to move on from him, the only chance you have this season, if it makes any sense, is tomorrow morning or the next day. You fire him tomorrow because it has been very poor. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying the best chance you do, if they're going to go that route, is firing him tomorrow. The offense was very poor. Very poor, has been poor for the last 3 years. So you can sneak away a wins all you want to, but nothing really works until we started getting Jalen Moore in the ball, got Hayward the ball. Pickens was involved. He had 100 yards, something. So if they do fire Matt Canada, which I don't know if they will or won't, but it would make sense to do it tomorrow. You then bring the interim offensive coordinator being Glenn Thomas. He would probably take over the role. You would see him calling plays and maybe having a better scheme or identity for the offense. They're not going to change a lot of things, but that's what I think might happen in that chance, right? But a win is a win is a win, man. It was a crazy win, I tell you that. It was crazy, right? So even in the stat sheet, I think Pickett had a pretty average day, but he got the victory near the end. And the Steelers, they got to give them credit, right? They scored 14 points at the end. They couldn't score anything. It was 7-3 in the first half. 10-3 in the first half. In the second quarter, our defense shut out them. They couldn't move the ball, so they scored 10 the first half. We scored 14 in the rest, and that's another Steelers versus Raven game. Also, that is now 6 out of 7. The Steelers have won every single game except the game that Trubisky started. So Kenny Pickett was 18-32, 224, 7, 1 TD, 3 sacks, 87 yards rushing. Still not the best, but they got the job done. And Pickens had a great game. Great game, 130 and 1 TD, 41 yards longest. So a few things too. They probably have to move on from Gunner at some point. I know that Connor Hayward came back into Gunner and they made a big play and there was fumbleitis everywhere. But that was the point, and I might try and clip that and show that to the world because I think my heart stopped. I was like, we have a chance to go down. We're losing, I think it was 10-8. And if they score there, it's 17-8, game's over. Then Lamar Jackson threw like a fade pass, I think, to Odell Beckham Jr. JPJ played brilliant coverage, a tiny bit of a push off. It wasn't really a penalty or, more of an adjustment. Grabbed the football, interception. Then we went down the field, and I think we got the TD from that, I'm pretty sure, from memory. So, crazy. Was kind of mad at Pickett that he threw the ball, and Pickett's, I did see that. I don't know. There is some captions out there, and this is where the drama gets involved again, that I did see one captain saying maybe it wasn't his play call. You know what? Collectively, I think okay, not collectively speaking, but for me, what I would do as an owner, the way I see it is, if you're going to re-sign Canada, you keep him. If you're not going to re-sign him, you cut him tomorrow. Someone, I think, as bad as it is, they have to be the scapegoat. If you put it that way, right? If you make Canada the scapegoat and you cut him, it's almost like a fresh start. Yes, the offense can be bad, but at least if you have a new guy coming in to call the plays and run and scheme for teams and get things moving, you've had that scapegoat. I know it's a cop out to do that, but it might just be what the Steelers need to have that fresh start. And then everyone's going to give Glenn Thomas or whoever it may be time to do the offense. And also, in, if you do cut him, then there's like maybe less expectations. I don't know, but after 3 years, it's not working. Kenny Pickett was under pressure, and yes, Kenny Pickett looked really bad too. I'm not saying he's just everyone, but it's like, oh man, could be it. It could be Mike or Sullivan. They look. I don't know if they're going to bring someone in. All I'm saying is there's an opportunity there because you can't score 3 points. You can't. We can't keep watching games like this. The Steelers right now, as good as a win is a win is a win is a win is a win, the biggest win of all possible. As good as it is, you can't win this way in the playoffs. You can't beat the Chiefs, the Bills. You can't do anything like that. It's just if you play this exact same way, the defense can't bail you out every time. It just can't happen. We go to the Rams next week. If they go shootout wise, 21, we can't score 21 points. The offense can't score more than 3 points. The offense is worse than last year. I don't mean to get too negative. I'm just stating the facts of what it is, of how real it can be. But tomorrow or the next day is a point in this season. If they don't get rid of Canada and the fan base wants it, the media guys want it, Steeler Nation all around the world, NFL players, they know it's boring. If you don't do it now, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen, right? So, and also he's made 3 mistakes too. So Oshevsky, he's gone. Or not gone, but he should be pushed back to the practice squad. You give somebody else a run. You upgrade Des Fitzpatrick and you put back there. I don't know if Austin can't play, you put back there. Shoot, Connor Hayward, I don't know if he can catch footballs. Somebody who can at least catch and fair catch. That was a bad play from Shesky and almost lost the game. So, yeah, crazy times, man. That is true. There's a certain few out there that just don't make sense, right? I'm kind of sick and it comes down to play execution too, but I'm kind of sick of seeing that halfback dive to Najee and I'm almost leaning to the fence now. Like I still think Najee has a good, important role for this team. But to me, it's like you probably want to start Warren or give Warren more touches to maybe have that more, amped up attitude from the beginning, like set the tone mentality, right? Najee at the moment can't set the tone. He can maybe be a finisher, but he can't set the tone. Jalen Warren, shout out to him, man. I've been talking about Warren, and you guys have been too, but I've been talking about Warren ever since he's undrafted guy. Everyone calls out the undrafted guy. He's not the best. He's terrible. He's whatever. Jalen Warren is like almost the heart and soul of this team. Jalen Warren, I think Pickett played well today. Pickens played really well. Offensive line, Broderick Jones and some of those fellas played well. Mason Cole got beat. He got beat like a drum, like it was a drum solo, like bam. He got beat like a drum. He was getting pushed all over the shop. And the offensive line did play better in certain aspects where they ran to the left-hand side. They ran with Jones and Washington. The football moved forward, and that was good to see, right? And then they would abandon that and they'll go to something else. We saw a good play too from Pickens as well. Pickens around the corner like a reverse. That kind of worked. You want to give him the football, and I can't wait to see if DJ comes back, hopefully in 2 weeks' time. If it was a 4-week injury, he should be back for the Rams game. You bring back DJ. You push Gunner to the side. You give Austin the role at catching punts. And if he can't do it, I think Desmond King back in the day can catch punts too. So you have Austin and Desmond King there. Holy dooly. Yeah, Joe Porter played fantastic too, man. He played fantastic football. Steelers defense, they showed up when they needed to. In the last quarter, they played 2 renegades. TJ Watt is a Hall of Famer. TJ Watt is a Hall of Honor guy. TJ Watt, I don't know if they're going to retire his jersey, but he is one of the best players, I think, to ever play the game. And that speaks highly of everyone who's ever played this game. And he's one of the best outside linebackers. He passed Debo already. He's got 2 sacks. I believe now he has, how many sacks in the season? Like 8 or 10? Let me see. I think he has 8 sacks in the season, I'm pretty sure. 6. So 6 sacks in 5 games. Or was that 8 today? No, sorry. He has 8 sacks in 5 games. So he's going for the record this year for 22 and a half or 23 to pass Strahan. He's one of the best, right? 8 sacks. Yep. 100%. I'm not a big fan of him either. I think the Steelers have his number. The Steelers are now 1-3. Lamar Jackson is 1-3 versus Steelers. Lamar Jackson, he didn't have a very good day throwing the football. The only way they moved the football is because our secondary is pretty poor. It's pretty average, and you weren't, mate. Peterson's got a tackle. The first two quarters, and we were lucky. I'm going to watch the game again either later on today or tomorrow. But the first two quarters, I think tackling was a big issue. I think they were getting away. You saw Holcomb on his bum. You saw Patrick Peterson miss tackles. And I know it's football. I got to come back, right? You say all these things, but it's always football. It's my best man against your best man. You create a football move and see what happens, right? But at the end of the day, Steelers got the win, man. We should be happy. Let's just see. You know what? I'm not going to buy into too much things with the media this week or these 2 weeks. I think, to me, what I'll see over the next 2 days, and like there will be reports about them firing Canada, but I won't dwell on that the whole week or the 2 weeks. There will be some time of decision, whatever may happen, what won't happen. At the same time, I'll try and go over and do like maybe a quarterly report and look at the players who we have. How can we improve? Stuff like that. Who needs to play in certain situations? I thought Shannon Sullivan got burnt too. Wallace got burnt a few times, and so did Peterson. Ben with a break. Kazi wasn't doing too much. Neal got hurt in the backfield. Minka was doing a lot of work, and he's been putting in more of a role now that he runs out and tackles everyone. He's not playing that role where he can play his true safety position and like pick things off. So there's all those kind of things. Yep, I agree, Brian. G'day 46 was going on. It's from outer space, man. So, yep, he almost had one too, and there was a big tackle. But that's what I come back to this too, right? You look at the game and you watch the game overall, and you see that near the end that I think it was Quan Alexander or Cole Holcomb had a big tackle on Zay Flowers right near the end, and Peterson broke it up when it was in prevent defense. So it does come back to these players or football players, and they're on the field actually playing the game. You can't just always, go off paper and like this guy should do this. But then you watch how talented they are. And if I go on a more positive note, you watch how talented they are. Like Pickens is super talented. He's so talented playing this game, and the back shoulder passes and his 41-yard pass. He absolutely burnt Marlon Humphrey. On that note, I do want to go to this. If you guys have not checked out Pickensburg, g'day, Goat, what's going on? If you haven't checked out Pickensburg on Twitter, I want to show you a few things. This guy makes me laugh so much. Like, this stuff is just unbelievable. So Pickensburg Tino is like a troll account it's just some bloke, some random guy he always picks on Marlon Humphrey too. You guys can see that. I'm going to put me away down here and I'll show you this. So this guy's one of my favorites, man. He's just an odd character on here and always picks on Marlon Humphrey. So we had a few things where he was in the stands. I don't know if they've ever shown his face, but he's just really funny. Like, I can't show that. Oh no. I'll get done for that. I can't show any of this stuff. So here he is. Was at the game. Fire Canada chant broke out. Can't show that. Here's a bloke sleeping. So he was next to him. Just a bloke tired from the offense was sleeping. Right. Can't show most of this stuff. It is on mute, so I'll move that through. And he's just a funny account, man. If you have Twitter, check out Pickensburg Tino. Right. Here's why I brought him up. Because he's just funny. He's just overall funny. I got to pause him again. So he's always picking on Marlon, right? And where is it? He says, there's no way Marlon didn't think of me when Pickens scored that. Come on now. He starts laughing, right? He then goes on to say, and there's a few of them, he ends up texting like he's a troll. He does it, I think, in some good faith sometimes, but he ends up texting Marlon Humphrey. I think he writes back sometimes. What's on your mind? We can talk about it, man. Like, he's just an absolute troll. He says this work of art ball and the 41-yard TD. He guessed like the 98 yards, 1 TD on Marlon. Like, I love it. I think it's so funny. He made this meme. He says, Pickensburg owns me with Marlon. And he says, let's go. We just won. Right. And the best one was that the NFL actually tagged him in a tweet. So the NFL had at Pickensburg period, right? Because he was laying down. And Pickensburg says here, deleted but forever in my heart, right? They tagged him. They tagged him in a tweet. I think it's fantastic. I think it's so funny. And then apparently I think the NFL actually thought that was Pickens. That was actually George Pickens. I think they thought it was him. Anyways, guys, I thought that's really funny, man. Like the guy's a genius. He's just a troll that come back to the screen. 18 people in the house, fantastic, right? He's just funny. He's a funny dude, and he's also like Pickensburg has been doing this for like 8 9 months. Now Marlon Humphrey, you know what? Shout out to you also if you do watch this channel because he takes it in good spirit. Like he's never blocked him. He's written back and forth to him. I've seen podcasts where Marlon Humphrey has talked about Pickensburg, all that kind of stuff. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I can't believe we have 19 in the house, which is fantastic. Holy dooly. So Goat's in the house too. And, 46 in the house too. G'day, Thomas. Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. Yep, two sacks on Lamar. Frosty said, what a game. It was a crazy game. And in Steeler fashion over the last 3 years, comes down to the wire. We don't move the football at all. We should almost expect their offense not to work until the end. Doesn't really happen. Still, Gun says Lamar Jackson deserves over 300 million. He's a good. He can win, but against our Steelers, dude, it is tough. Like he is now 1-3 against us. TJ Watt loves him. 2 sacks for TJ. So that's why it's kind of fun, man. Yeah, I do. I think he's the near future. He's the. I think he's the future now. Like this is okay. I'm gonna put it in a big nutshell, and this is why I don't do this stuff. Okay, all last week, and you guys can have your take. And we're a bar setting. You walk into the bar, it's like Cheers. Everyone knows your name. You know, I'm the most. I'm the most. What am I? The least prepared YouTuber on Steelers channels or YouTuber, and I'm the most biased. Right. This is why I don't rip everyone to shreds. Like, I don't rip them all to shreds. I've been trying to give Najee the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying the O-line benefit of the doubt. I'm not calling for Mike Tomlin's head right now. It's not going to happen. I never will. I don't care if we lose every game. I like the guy as a person, and I still think he can figure it out, right? Kenny Pickett, people are saying that Kenny Pickett's awful and terrible. And yes, he didn't play well today. You can criticize, but I'm not one of those blokes that goes out there and says it's a negative fan base channel. It's just not. It's a positive fan base channel that I get after my team. However, at the same time, I do see there are problems with Matt Canada. There really are. That's hitting us right in the face. If you can't see that, I'm sorry, it's going over your head because the Steelers are 32nd, 31st, 30th, 30th in so many categories in yards, first downs, TDs. I don't think we still haven't got a rushing touchdown yet. We don't have a rushing touchdown. That's for sure. G'day, Tom. What's going on? Yeah, mate, all over the shop. We don't have a rushing touchdown, which is bad, right? So we're so overreactive. We're overreactive. It's the nature of the game, nature of the beast. You will never see me get too fired up where I'm like, this guy's trash. He's terrible. Because I hate putting ceilings on people. I really do. I don't like when people put ceilings on me. I don't like putting ceiling on Kenny Pickett, right? Yep. But g'day, Tom. What's going on? Steelers fan. We're all over the shop. Let me have a quick break, guys, and I'm going to have a bit of water. I'll be right back. Let's play some Herbig. Hang on, hold up. The Oak first, and then some Herbig.
It's the Steelers. What isn't there about it? Studs everywhere. Man, I'll play punter if they want me to. Whatever coach tells me, I'll play. Man, I love football. I love to play the game of football. I'm ready to play football. And I'm happy to be here. Just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this team. So I'm happy to be here. I love the game of football. I think it's art. I think it should be played a certain way. And that's why I love to play the game. I just love football.
Alrighty, so we have Vicious says here, our KP8 is our future quarterback too. I don't really see that, but that's your view, and my view is different. I think KP8 did as well as he could, and yes, there were certain parts that he could have had better throws, just better offensive play. Really, when you really think about it, but in times where he had to step up, he really did. He found Warren and he found Connor Hayward in those times. But I think the offensive limit is limiting him from the play calling. But at the same time, when you run those plays, you have to deliver. And he didn't deliver today. He didn't deliver until the very last moment, which was a Pickens touchdown. So I think for the moment, Kenny Pickett is the future. Well, he kind of has to be in this role. They're not going to play him for nothing and then hope to lose games and then go and get a better quarterback next year. I'd be surprised if they went quarterback next year. I'd say whoever the offensive coordinator is, you give him a new chance with that and see what happens with some new players coming into the draft, and maybe they go into receiver or they go into more offensive line help. That's just the way I see it. Yeah, what a game too. Steelers wins number 700. 700 wins for the Steelers franchise. That's pretty crazy when you go back all the way to 1933. It's been through, wars and shoot, man. It's almost coming up to 100 years, right? That's pretty insane. I've been on this earth for 33 years. When you look at that, like at that level, on that standpoint of like the world and stuff like that, Steelers have been around a very long time. They're very successful. They're a great franchise. They never give up. They played good football near the end and got 14 points, which is really good to see. But they never give up. That's why I love them too, man. That's why I like get behind the guys. Like Ogunjobi making the punch, like TJ Watt off the corner. Like they're still playing football and they're playing as hard as they can. And they did. They played much better than they have previously. Like it wasn't the best game, but they played better than the Texans. And they've also now beaten the Browns. And they've beaten the Ravens. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I think that's a collective. I think the Canada thing is just, g'day, Ducky, what's going on? That's the thing we're going to hear all week, and until it happens, but there's going to be a certain point that it won't happen anymore. Honestly, it won't. Like, is it after the bye? I don't know. I did see that too. Belichick got shut out by the Saints 34-0. I actually picked the Patriots to win. People think we're in trouble. They're in more trouble than us. I'm not too sure. I'm just more or less going off what I hear on the internet that Steelers don't normally do it and articles and stuff like that. But you have to at some point think it's the biggest, one of the biggest problems is the offensive coordinator. And let's see if a new change in regime does mix things up and also, gets the ball moving down the field. You've got to score TDs, and the Steelers aren't scoring any TDs, anything like that. But also on the defense too, they got to stop plays, right? But it's funny, isn't it? Because there's probably a lot of fans out there from other teams, being the Giants, being the Patriots, or I don't know, being the Vikings. If they're still losing, right? They're probably thinking, "What are you dudes complaining about? You're winning, right?" If I go to the standings, there's probably teams out there saying, "Why are you guys complaining? What are you unhappy about?" New England Patriots are 1-4, Jets are 1-3, Bengals 2-3, Tennessee Titans 2-3. Raiders 1-3 tomorrow. They play. Denver's 1-4 now, I think, or 1-3. Either way, they're terrible. Giants are 1-4. Vikings are 1-4. So I don't know. What are we like? We've won 3 games. It's us, Ravens, Bills, and Dolphins, Colts, and Jags, right, in Kansas City. So there's a lot to work on for sure. But that's pretty much every team. Every team needs to work on everything every day, right? And TJ Watt is always the consistent guy working at his craft. Holy dooly. Yeah, that's true. I agree. Put him on the sideline and see what happens. Yeah, get more of a feel. G'day, Pepper. What's going on? Welcome back. Yeah, their offense is terrible. Yep, 9-3-3. Exactly right. Almost been 100 years. In 10 years' time, it's been 100 years. Oh, no. Oh, man. Now I'm okay with him. The reason why I was stuck on Purdy was like, I don't care anymore, to be honest. He's a good quarterback. The reason why I was stuck on him was because more or less just like it was the Mr. Irrelevant thing. But they have a really good offense. Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Debo, what's his name? Not James Debo Harrison. Debo Samuels, or what his name is. I've got him in my fantasy. I didn't start him this week, which might have been a mistake. I've got 117 overall and 72. So I'm in front by 35 points. It might have been a mistake not starting him, but he got zero points last week. So yeah, Debo Samuel I didn't have. But I don't really care. Like Brock Purdy, man, it is what it is. The Jets won, far out, dude. That's crazy. They beat Denver. Like I just didn't like how he's Mr. Irrelevant, and then everyone's talking about him, but he hasn't really lost the game, right? That is insane. He must be so annoyed, so frustrated. Let me see. That is insane. Absolutely insane. So we have 24. I want to see it. What's the score? What is the score? Jets 31-21. Broncos 1-4, 0-3 at home. That's rough. That is rough. Broncos are a bad team. They're a bad team. 100% too. I got like 5. I think I got 5, man. Yeah, so do I. I love. G'day, Dante. What's going on, man? I love Perna too. I've been watching Perna since like 2016 or something like that, 2017. Clickbait Sports, all those dudes. Tom Grossi and they do the GPS show. It's awesome. Yep, that's insane. Yep, it's crazy how this stuff works with the fantasy and all these things. I'm having a good time. Pepper is on. I think you're doing really well this week. Steel McMahon is doing really well, but overall, and let's talk about this because throughout the current themes, I think current themes this week, Canada's going to come up a lot. So shout out to everyone. Canada will come up a lot, and if it's in the news, I'll cover it. Right, Tomlin will come up a lot in the news. I'll cover it. Running back situation, I'll probably talk about that too. Because Warren is a hot hand right now. He's playing fantastic. The way he runs and just the way he doesn't stop. And he's just it's a faster guy, faster running back. Just give him the ball, give him a bit of space, and he can find the hole. His vision's much better than Najee's. I'm not saying cut Najee, but yeah, maybe you go with a hot hand, start him, and feed Najee into the game a bit better. Maybe you do it that way. Maybe you do the reverse, right? So that's going to come up. I think as well throughout the week is the talk of Broderick Jones and Dan Moore and his injury. Where does he sit? How do we feed back in Frymouth into this offense too when he comes back? That's going to be fun to watch. Shout out to Darnell Washington too. He played really well. As I want to see how many snaps he played. I think he played a high majority of snaps on the offensive line with Broderick Jones on the left-hand side. That was really good to see how they carved the running game their side. Ciamala looks better with a bigger guy next to him like Broderick Jones. Not saying Dan Moore was terrible. I'm just saying that Broderick Jones had a good start like that. So, that's cool. That's awesome. Awesome to see that. So, there's some things that are happening and have changed ever since from the offseason or the bye or whatnot, right? The offseason, not the bye. The bye's coming up. And Kenny Pickett, yes, he needs to get better. Shout out to Kenny Pickett. He didn't throw, to my knowledge, he didn't throw a pick. I don't think he threw a pick, right? So, that's good to see. Lamar Jackson had a worse day than Kenny Pickett. I know I'm all over the shop. But Kenny Pickett was one TD, 0 interceptions, 7-yard average. He had a better day in this game, but I don't think it was down due to the defense. I think it was more due to like bad offense. The Lamar Jackson Ravens, they had drop balls all over the shop, and Kenny Pickett in this offense just can't move the ball. You can't wait until the end of the quarter, fourth quarter to get things moving. You just can't, right? They started moving the ball down the field. Kenny Pickett, of course, had 6 carries for -6, which is the kneeling stuff. Fantastic. Get the ball to George. DJ comes back. We have something here. We can almost control our own destiny if we keep winning games. Got Rams coming up. I think we have Rams. And then I think Cincinnati. Oh, no, Rams, Jags. Oh, my goodness. Rams, Jags, Tennessee. Oh, dude, Rams at Rams. Back-to-back home. Dude. That would be so fun to go to. Jaguars at home. Tennessee Titans at home. Green Bay Packers at home. The three-peat. From Sunday, October 29th to Thursday, November 2nd. Sorry, Sunday 29th October to November 12th. Imagine living in Pittsburgh for 3 weeks, drinking sherbets and going to every single game. That would be fun. I can't afford it this year. Maybe next year I can go to a game for 2 games in a row. That would be fantastic. So there's a long season to go. 3-2, we win 17-10. At least we didn't surrender 30 points. Our wins were 26-23 for the Raiders. So we've beaten the Browns, beaten the Raiders. We've beaten the Ravens. And yes, it was a bad game versus Texans. But as Toddy told me last time, when the Steelers lose big, the next week they bring it back. So we have a bye. And I think Mike Tomlin's record out of the bye is pretty good as well. So versus LA, I don't know if they won or lost. Did they win today? Did they win today? Did the Rams win? No. Did the Rams win? No. Eagles beat them 23-14, so they got their 2-3, right? So there's a lot happening, which is cool. Oh, yeah. And plus, they're really expensive too. They're really expensive as well. G'day, Wes. What's going on, mate? I was helping my friend putting new cabinets in my house. They caught most of the game. I was trying to find Fort. Yes, I know, right? They couldn't catch. They dropped the ball 8 times. Holy dooly. I think he's playing well, to be honest. I thought it was a really good game. I did see a tweet out there that he didn't let up any pressure, stuff like that. I thought he was quiet because we didn't hear his name that much, which is a good thing. I thought Mason Cole was poor. He was getting Najee Harris. I saw one play. Najee Harris ran right through the middle, and then at the point of the snap, and I know it's hard to snap the ball, snap and put your hands up and go, turn yourself into offensive lineman. But as a center, Mason Cole looked poor this game, and he got pushed back. And I understand the other guys playing too, but Najee had nowhere to go, nowhere to go. So yeah, well, it's crazy, and that's a fair call too. Viper says Warren will be shut down when teams stack the box just like Najee. So that's why I'm not playing that game. I'm not playing bench Najee, RB1, RB2. I'm just simply thinking maybe they should go with more of a hot hand. But if you give Najee and maybe Warren this, like, it did work near the end, right? It worked near the end. It's just something at the start. They just seem to get 2 yards, 3rd and 5. That's it. Punt, punt, punt. Or sorry, run, pass, punt. That's what we always see. Holy dooly. Holy dooly. If you guys got any more questions, let me know. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's not the best. Not the best. Well, I had more high hopes for Peterson and those kind of guys. They got away near the end, and I think you just got to play JPJ more and maybe get involved with some other guys too. I don't know if you need to put Elijah Riley out there. I don't know if that needs to happen. Certainly something like they did blitz a lot though. They blitzed Lamar Jackson. They got him to a bit of a point where he was like rushed and hurried and stuff like that. G'day, Claude. What's going on? Oh, yeah. I want to go back and find. There was also Wayne Harbaugh's. He was really mad. I think I wrote it down, by the way. If you guys want to check this out, Wayne Harbs, 10 seconds going into the half. Goodness. 10 seconds going to the half. He's very mad. So I might use him for my you know what? Because that's crazy, right? The incompetent Matt Canada and this Steelers coaching staff, whoever you think of it, they beat the Ravens coaching staff. And that's probably the most embarrassing thing for them. Because we know they're bad. We know the Steelers are bad on offense right now. We can see that. Someone says to us, your offensive coordinator sucks. We go, yeah. So we know that. Holy dooly. Yeah, that call was nuts. Like when he did that, I think they made the call. I reckon it was meant to try and draw them offside. And then for some reason they snapped the ball thinking we can get this. And lucky they didn't get it because they should have been 13-3 at half. But at the same time, we came out of the half and had nothing. Like that's why there's so much pressure now. I think the fan base is really rallying behind this idea of firing MC because once we had the half, it was 10-3. We had a possession. There's no point. Like I remember saying on the stream, we come out of the half and then we do nothing. It was like a run, I think a pass to the left-hand side, and then maybe I think it was like another run. That was it. It was like a 3 and out. You had the whole half to plan something, to scheme something open, to get ready to, I don't know, get a first down. But it was also good to see in this game as well, when we did see the first down. We saw the first down from the very first drive. We didn't actually get points, but we held them to 0 on their first drive. We got a first down, was like, whoa, we can move the ball. So it was kind of cool. G'day, Bernie. What's going on? Yeah, man. I know you're a huge. Welcome to the live too. Bernie's a huge guy for Najee. I am too. I just want to. That's right. They're going to use Najee properly. Like everything he does, this seems to run into a brick wall. They're not using him, and maybe they shouldn't use him in shotgun. But I just don't. I'm not playing that game. You will not see here of like RB1, RB2. But I will bring up a topic of like maybe they should give Warren a bit of an increased role, or how can they use Najee to get him better in better situations, right? Yes, he's not the fastest one. Jalen Warren looked fantastic today. He plays with heart, but so does Najee. They're just not putting the right pieces where they need to be, right? But welcome Bernie to the show. 100%. Kenny needs to improve 1,000%. I agree with that. He's not seen them. Yep. There's also times too where Kenny, like from what I've seen so far, I'm not a quarterback expert. I'm just a guy in my room. Kenny like freezes, does the weird rollout, the weird shakeout, like he turns his back, he turns his left shoulder, he rolls out, and I don't think you should turn your back to the defense. This is the way I think, unless it's a play action pass, right? Turns it back to the defense, runs out, rolls out, and tries to find someone open. I also don't like how, I'm being so negative. I don't like how the offense cuts out half the field. They cut out half the field, design rollout, and there's no one open, right? I don't know. They have to plan things better to get receivers open. I think we're cool. Oh, boy. Harbaugh taking heat from Baltimore media for not taking points. Yeah, you think that our win is going to be talked about, their loss is going to be talked about more than us, right? So yeah, wide open. Matty talked about that too, and his stat show the other day on TDU too. So exactly right. That's right. I think in what we tend to do is go this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. Same thing. When DJ comes back, do we need to say receiver 1 to receiver 2? We've got receiver Pickens, receiver Deontay. I like Deontay, man. I've always liked Deontay. So hope he can come back. G'day, Blue Nose. What's going on, mate? That was so cool to see. That was good. That was good. All right, guys. Let's go through a few things. Who do you think stood out the most? Who was like your MVP of the game? And I'll try and cover this throughout the week too. Who was your MVP of the game for the Steelers? Like, do we go towards Chris Boswell? Do we go towards TJ? I know mine already. Who do you think, guys, was the MVP of the game? I think he'll be demoted back to the practice squad. I think he goes back because what I'm thinking what they do is they start CA3 at receiver. You bring DJ up. You have Pickens, DJ, Robinson, Austin. Boykin be five receivers. And then what you do is you either keep Desmond King or you bring up Des Fitzpatrick from the receiver to be number 6. If Des Fitzpatrick can't receive the punts, you put Austin back there. If he gets injured, I think you put back Desmond King. That's the way I see it, if that makes any sense. So Desmond King stays, Gunner goes down. I think Fitzpatrick goes up, and you figure out who can be behind Austin. Austin to do that too. And I agree with you guys. I agree. I think it's going to be, yes, that is very frustrating. JPJ's up there. He played a value. Oh, you know what? That's a good call. He had one of the most valuable. Matty called it a catch in history or something like that. It's a very valuable moment for the Steelers and also JPJ's career. That kind of saved the game. That interception saved the game. We went down the field and scored a TD. I'd say I'm going to go Pickens, though. I think Pickens was the most valuable player today. I think he was fantastic. Number 14. Yep. 14 as well. TJ's up there, 2 sacks. He was all over the shop. True. More we get the sacks and stuff like that. Killer Brew was fantastic. You know what? Okay. Here's one thing, and I know I don't care. You'll see places out there like that don't understand this team. You'll see places like Steelers Chat in the offseason they wanted to cut Killer Brew. They want to get rid of that guy. They don't understand like the fundamentals of football. Killer Brew he used to be a safety for the Detroit Lions. I think he's been playing in the league for like 8 years, 7 years, something like that, right? He was a standard guy there. He was it. Killer Brew is the new Jordan Dangerfield, right? Maybe even better. I think even better. The guy's like super athletic. He's physical. He can tackle. He's, built like a fast safety, like middle linebacker kind of dude. He made a big play today. Other guys out there, they want to cut people like him. Oh, we don't need him on the edge. He's cut worthy. He plays a valuable role for this team. Like that play today. And if Rodney Williams would have scooped that back, it would have been a TD. It would have been a TD. He jumped on it, spur of the moment, bang, jump on it. If he scooped that back into play, that's a TD. So Rodney Williams, great game. He came from the practice squad, and this is what people don't talk about, was these guys from the practice squad having games like that. And team-wise, other than Gunnar Olszewski playing what he did, like, it's some good stuff. Danny Smith he said they talked about they called the right play at the right time, got his hand to the football. We've seen him do it now, I think, 2 or 3 times in Steeler Nation. Killer Brew's a guy probably for the next, maybe, I don't know his contract, but maybe 2-3 years, see how he's going to be the leader on that team. They should feel very proud on all 3 phases. Offense near the end and in the last quarter, defense near the end as well, and teams right near the end too. They all stepped up. So shout out to Killer Brew. He's definitely up there. Boswell too, man. Boswell's money. He is money. Warren's money. It's kind of good to see that we have a lot of like outstanding players too. I know Jeff Hartman, who runs BTSC, or they do Steel Curtain Network, they now have changed it. He does a segment where it's like winners and losers. I might do that this week. I don't know. There's a lot of time in between 2 weeks of talking stuff. If you're talking winners and losers, you've got Warren's a winner. I think Pickens, Boswell, 3 for 3, 9 points. And you have safety Killer Brew as well, who got the safety. And a great name too. What a fantastic name. Killer Brew. And he says Killer is great. Yes. Undoubtedly, he is having one of the, like, that's why it's so fun. And that's why I love this stuff. That's why I love you guys here too, man. 27 people in the chat. We had a great live stream today. I'm purely just going off the energy that I have left for the day, from the 4 a.m. start and everything like that. But watching TJ Watt play this game is unbelievable. However much we love our Steelers, you go and watch him play, it's like, dude, we are watching like, I don't know, and Picasso, Paint, or whoever those dudes were, right? The Michelangelo turtle dudes. What are they? Michelangelo, Leonardo, all those dudes. Were they painters? I don't know. We're watching the Ninja Turtles in action. It's like the actual Ninja Turtles, man. It's fantastic. Watching TJ Watt is unbelievable. And if we get Cameron Hayward back and we can shore up the run, man, this team can be good. And we just need them to be good for a chance to be great, right? There's a quote for you too. Holy dooly. Yep, 100%. 8-10 times he played fantastic, right? Yes. Oh, man, big time. Big time. Thanksgiving in Canada. Have no thanks. Yeah, I think this is a pivotal point of the season where they probably should move on from him, because why would you only keep him, in my opinion, if you're going to sign him for a new contract. That's the only reason why you keep him. That's fantastic. Oh, J Devil, I'm going to show you something. I'll show you something in a minute. Yeah. Killer Brew gave a fist bump. That's awesome, dude. He seems like a good bloke too. I saw his interview, and those kind of guys that were teamers, football players that do all the hard yards. This was kind of like, besides the offense at the start, it was a team win, wasn't it? It did feel like a team win. The Steelers came away with a victory, and the drops helped us out. But man, the football game was played. But unbelievable, dude. We got a bye. I think the Browns. I don't know who's first and who next week, but who cares? Who cares? Right. So Jedevil, I brought this up before, man. I wanted to give you another shout out because you said this. You found out Mr. 46. So you left me a comment on one of the members' posts and said, Steel Nation Oz, oath. I even have a 46, a shout out, and he gave me the what's up, thumbs, love that, certified sick 46. So certified sick 46. So that's awesome to see you guys getting involved in the game. Like, I'm too far away, bro. I've got to save up my coin for next year. Next year's the goal, 2024, for at least one game in November. Maybe I'll do a meetup at a bar or something like that. Have a few sherbets, eat some nachos, eat some pizza. Like, it's too far for me. But you guys, you trekked out all the way from out west. Fantastic, right? There's a score too. Let's just kind of like sit in this, man. This has been fun. You guys are coming in and out. 25 people. That's fantastic. Let's sit this for a bit. Like, that was a good win. Like, thank you, Blue Nose, man. That was a good win. Like Jeremy says here, defensive player of the year. As much as we like talk about the negatives and all this stuff and where they need to improve, it was a pretty good win. But there's still a few things on this Steelers black and gold shoulders that they got to take care of, right? You got to score points. They have to. But looking back at it, that's something we have over the Ravens now. The Bengals just got away with a win. The Browns had a bye, and we're 3-2 leading the division into the bye. So injuries, we're going to get healthier. Frymouth gets one more week to get healthier. I think he comes back up 2 or 3 weeks. JPJ, I would say they're working out a plan to get involved. And I would say if they do that, they might move Patrick Peters into the slot. And maybe he's better in the slot than he is taking on one of the best receivers, right? Levi Wallace, something's going to happen there too. Holy dooly. Yep, I can't wait to see. That's why it's fun. That's why I don't give up my players. Never. I never. That would be a fun show to do. Naming all the turtles. Highsmith is Raphael. So do I. I mean, I wish that was going to happen too. I wish that would have been sweet. TJ's Leo. My favorite was Donatello. I always like the staff. I'm always a big fan of the staff, Donatello, and I like X-Men with Gambit. In any X-Men film or cartoon, Gambit's my guy. Because also he was linked up with Rogue as well, and Rogue's fantastic, right? So yes. Holy dooly. Yep, 100%, man. 100%. Homer Green says victory, not pretty, but a win is a win, and we can get better. And you know what? It's fun. It's fun to win games like that. Like that. I think when Gunner dropped the ball, I'm going back and I'm going to share that somehow, because I think my eyes, everything dropped. I was like, no. after all that game, we're going to lose. That's what I really felt like. And then Lamar Jackson comes up sweet again, throws a pick to us, which is fantastic. Oh yeah, did you see me? Yeah, was that through CBS? Yeah, man, I was on CBS a few months ago. That's fantastic. Is that how you? Yeah, man, I'm working hard. I'm going hard in the paint. I'm working as hard as I can. We have like a little members thing here too. If you want to join that, it's like $2 or $3. I need to do more member streams. I'm trying to work my real jobs and grow this community as big as I can, because it's not just me. It's everyone in the chat who knows everyone, and this will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, it's going to be fun as. But yeah, I did a podcast or a video show with CBS Sports, and I can't remember the bloke's name, but man, it was fun. It was really fun. Thank you, Just Me. I got to get to Spokane as well, man. I got to get to Spokane sometime. I'm driving my and that's awesome. That's awesome. Shout out to Blue Nose's friends. Shout out. They're like, why is this Australian? It's like, what time is it over there? It's 11 a.m. He has 8 sacks. 8 sacks. Yeah. Awesome. Shout out to Ducky's dad, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Oh, cool. So Blue Nose says, shout out to Kyle and Melissa. Hey, man. Shout out to Kyle and Melissa for checking in with Blue Nose. Am I on like the radio? Am I like in a car? Am I like on the Bluetooth? That's fantastic. G'day, Toddy. That's fantastic. So shout out to Kyle and Melissa, all the way in America. And just listen to a bloke here in Australia, just a bloke in his room talking Steelers. That's all I am. I'm just a bloke in my room talking Steelers. I'm not analytics. I'm just a fan who loves his team. And today we freaking won. The Steelers freaking won 17-10. That to me looks like 2 touchdowns and a field goal. No. Chris Boswell, 3 field goals, safety by Miles Killebrew, which is a great name, by the way. And then Rodney Williams brings it back in. And then we have a TD near the last minute, losing by 10-8. I think it's 10-8. Was it something like that? 10-8. And then we got the TD by Pickens, 41 yards. Man, crazy. Famous. Yeah, working as hard as I can. Working as hard as I can to get everything going on. That's fantastic. $20 tip. Love that. See this? Positive vibes, man. Everyone's been positive. Canada's the sewer. I think you know what? I think Danny Smith would be that. What's the rat's name? If we're talking Ninja Turtles, what's the rat's name? I can't remember the rat's name. Holy dilly. All right, guys, let's play some music and get out of here. I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up. I'm kind of done, spent, out, all over, gone. Woof. Fantastic. Yep. Love to see that. Let's play some winning music and I'll get out of here. And I know, Toddy, you said before you don't like it, so I'm trying to find a better song. I still like it because it makes me feel like that I'm. The game was good, man. The game was good. I will try and find some better music with 2 weeks, right? Splinter, that's right. Was it Splinter? Was he the Ninja Turtle? I love the Turtles, man. Tomlin. Oh, dude, we all got to enjoy this. I'll see you guys throughout the podcast, here, there, and everywhere. Hey, man, snuck away with a win. Like 3-2 is good, but let's see over the next few days. I don't know if Canada stays or not. It leans towards yes. If the coaching staff says, you know what, your time's up. I wish you luck. I don't hate him as a person. Wish you luck. Goodbye. See ya. Move on. I legit don't know. But all I know is the Steelers got to score more points. That's incredible what they did there. 17-10. Yes, I think it's Trent. From what the guys talked to me on Steelers Curtain Network, it's Trent Jordan Watt. Bloody oath, guys. It's my 11 a.m. I'm going to watch the 49ers game. And thank you, George. Let's go for the list. Thank you, Homer. Thank you, Toddy. Thank you, Septicon. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Bernie, mate. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Ducky, for coming in. Thank you, Blue Nose and Kylie and Kyle and Melissa as well. Your mates or they're your son. I don't know. They're your mates or your kids. I have no idea. Thank you, Homer Green. Thank you, Viper. Thank you, Bernie. Just me. If I missed anyone, I do apologize. And thank you, Claude, Daredevil at the game. And thank you, Pepper, as well. You're out there as well. But thank you, Daredevil, mate. Fantastic win. It's so good. I went to a winning game. I went to Steelers versus Ravens Christmas Day. Antonio Brown over the Immaculate Extension, right? Boom. That was cool, right? So you've got a win in Heinz Field. That's awesome, right? Can we build upon this? The Steelers need to build upon this. You can't go backwards. You can't go backwards. So thank you, Pepper. Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Yoda. You cannot go backwards. Steelers can't build upon this, get the W with the Rams, and move forward for a successful season. They can't do what they did with the Texans. You can't see that. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for coming back and interrupting the show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Do all those kind of YouTube things. Everybody have a great night and day. I'll see you later. As always, here we go, Steelers.